Hello, everyone. My name's Nate. This is my first ever vlog, and I'm here to talk about what's right behind me, the Thanksgiving Day tree. Okay, I'm just joking. It's the Christmas tree. I call it the Thanksgiving Day tree because, Thanksgiving is coming up. So that's why I call it the Thanksgiving Day tree. But, anyways, it took me a while to reconstruct this Christmas tree. I had to tear it down and then I had to build it back up again. And it looks really good. The angel on top, uh, all that is rewired because that did not work. I tried to find the problem. I took it apart, took all the lights out. It almost looked like every single bulb had blown. And then I replaced all the bulbs. I replaced them all and then plugged it back in and it still wasn't working. So then I was like, oh boy. So I thought, well, the only thing that's left aside from a wiring issue would be the fuse. So I took my little tools and gently removed the fuse, and lo and behold, no blow. So the fuse was fine. So that left me with wiring issues because I had replaced all of the bulbs. So none of them should have, yeah, they should have all worked, but it didn't. So I had 4 strings of light. The blinking kind that you see here, and then at the very bottom, like this little red one right here over my shoulder, that's just your standard light. It doesn't flash, it just stays on all the time. And then I had another strand of Christmas tree lights that don't flash at all, they just light up. And that one's not working, but that one's due to a bad bulb, and that's the bulb. But unfortunately, this is one of 3 bulbs that are blown. So I have to go find somewhere to replace these wonderful old-fashioned bulbs. So yeah, once I find that, then I'll replace them. It's going to be hard to do because, hello, everything's LED now. So in the process of trying to do all that, I found another strand, a real small strand of all white lights. I was thinking to myself, wonder if this works. They looked pretty new because they didn't look like they had ever been used. I plugged them in and they all lit up. So I put all the lights underneath her to light her up. And that's how I got my angel on the top of my tree lit up like that. She's in her arms. She's supposed to hold two little lights, like candles. But unfortunately, like I said, the other set blew out. And these sets, the set that I have in there, the bulbs are a tad bit bigger. So yeah, that wasn't going to work. So I just, did then what I could do. So that's what I did. I put them all up there. The silver garland is not original to the tree. This is store-bought garland that I bought, I want to say 6 years ago, maybe 7 or 6 years ago. I bought this string, the silver garland. It doesn't really look, well, yeah, it does look silver. I have another light on over here, so that's why it's not looking too silverish, except for down here over my shoulder. You can see the silver definitely right there. So I bought the silver garland, and then I bought some really cheesy globes. I don't really use them on the Christmas tree because they're cheesy. They're plastic and I don't know. It's not, to me, it's not Christmassy. So I think I have maybe 2 bulbs, fake ones on there, but the other ones are real bulbs. I think that's one of them right there that I'm pointing to. I could be wrong, but yeah, it's the The gold bulbs are for real. They're actually glass bulbs. I had a whole set of gold ones, a whole set of silver ones, and a whole set of burgundy ones. I hope that's the right. Yeah, but anyways, they're kind of purplish, but unfortunately, all the gold ones survived so far. The silver ones, I think they all broke, and the only one that's left for the purplish ones, there's only one left on the tree. So yeah, yeah, they don't last. But I also have ornaments that my own mom made from way back in the day, and that is pretty cool, to have ornaments, that your own mother made. Um, so yeah, that's pretty cool. She made them way back in the, I want to say 50s or 60s. I want to say somewhere in that era. So yeah. Um, so I have them on this tree as well. I got some rather new ones like that one right there with the little mouse in the bag. So, and then there's these candy canes that you'll see on this tree, and those candy canes are not edible. No siree. They have been a continuing ornament ever since, oh my God, way back in the day. Um, yeah, you don't want to eat those. They're super old. Um, I think two are broke, but because they're still in that shrink wrap, that they come in that shrink wrap. At least when I was a kid, they were shrink wrap, and yeah, they're you could break them inside the wrap and they'd still stay, the candy cane look. So yeah, I have a couple that are broken on the tree, but they're not edible, so no one's gonna even dare to even put them in their mouth. That would be, yeah. I don't think anybody would want to do that. So yeah, and then well, aside from the wooden, I have some glass ones, like really really neat glass ones. They were handmade down in Branson, Missouri. I love Branson, Missouri. Um, oh man, when I was little, I'd go to Branson, Missouri. I mean, it seemed like I went there all the time. I mean, I saw the progression of Branson. I really did, guys. I saw the progression of Branson. The first time I went to Branson was in the 80s, early 80s. I think it was 85 or 86. We went to Branson, Missouri. Oh my God. I remember it so well. There wasn't that much on 76. They had some pretty cool stuff. It was before the water park was on 76. I mean, let's see, there are theaters there that are no longer there. There's the Grand Theater, which I don't know if it's still up or not. I know it was completely abandoned after the tornado hit it, and that's what primarily caused that to become abandoned. But yeah, we went into the Grand, and we would go to some of the shows there, and I mean, those are country music stars, legends, literally legends. That was pretty awesome. Um, it's kind of spooky because I've seen performers like Mel Tillis. Um, he was there with his daughter Pam Tillis for a show, and that was the best, and you know it's spooky now when you think about it because it's like you actually saw this person prior to his death. And one year we went down to Branson, and we were just a week away. If we had just waited one more week to go down to Branson, I would have been able to see my favorite, which is John Denver. I would have been able to see John Denver. I was only a week away. We went a week too early. So I never got to meet him. Darn. But yeah, that was awesome. And the progression of Silver Dollar City, holy cow. I mean, good Lord, it went from nothing to a lot of stuff. I mean, I mean, when I was little, now I will know one thing. I know this is supposed to be about my tree, but we're going to talk about Branson right now. And yes, I do venture off into other things, but yeah, when I was first went down to Branson, there were a lot more hands-on craft stuff. I mean, artists, you know, you'd have a guy making stuff out of wood. You have a guy making uh, stuff out of iron. You know, a real ironsmith out there. I mean, that was something else. We even had pressed coins that we could make. You know, as kids, they would have this little coin press machine. And the last time I went down there was several years ago, but they still had the machine, but I don't think they were using it anymore. I think what they were doing now was they had already pressed them, and then all you had to do is just go and buy them at the little store. So I mean, it takes away the fun of that machine that actually pressed the coin. So yeah, um, they still had the glass making, and we'd always, when I went down there and I was little, I'd always watch that. It was the oh my goodness, it was the there's so many things that are there. I mean, good Lord, we watched them blow glass. We watched them make stuff out of iron. Uh, we watched the taffy. Oh my gosh, yes. We watched them make the taffy, and then we get the sample of the taffy they just made. And then you can buy taffy at the little taffy store there, and that's all handmade. That's all handmade. That's all made right there. So it's not coming from a store. It's literally coming from what they're doing right there. So that was impressive. I got a lot of glass stuff as well. I have two glass ornaments that I still need to put on this Christmas tree. But the two glass ornaments, which are hand blown down from Branson, I don't know where I'm going to put them on this tree because I have to balance the tree out. And I'll explain why I have to balance the tree out in a little bit. But anyways, so I have two glass ornaments I still need to put on this tree. They're very heavy, and I have to figure out where to put them and make sure the tree stays balanced at the same time. So that's a little bit of a task. Aside from those ornaments, now we're going to go back to the tree, is that I also have some stuff. I think I have an ornament on there that represents the very old church I used to go to, which is no longer there. It's now an assisted living facility. So yeah, I don't know. The guy who wanted everything changed, he just recently passed this year. So it was just, I don't know what his thought process was, but we should have just kept the old church. And that was, it was a great church. It really was. It had a lot of updates, and then all of a sudden, no, we want something better. So they go from a church, right, into an old Kmart store. Oh no, wait, it was an old Target store. Yeah, it was an old Target store instead. Now, I recently had to go to a funeral, so it was my dad and I that had to go to that church. It didn't look anything like a church. It really didn't. It looked like, and there wasn't a lot of seating. So they gave up all those seats. I mean, you could fit, in the old church, you could fit like hundreds of thousands of people, I believe. I mean, it was huge. You could fit a lot of people in that. But in this one, you could only fit like what? Maybe two or three, it was like 5 rows maybe of chairs, not pews, like regular folding chairs. So yeah, I don't know. It almost, I felt like I was at a theater or something like that. It did not feel like a church at all. Yeah. I don't know what they were thinking. Don't know where or how. I don't understand. But anyways, it is what it is. So whatever. But yeah, I do have an ornament from the original church that my family used to go to. And then I have, oh gosh, I got so many ornaments on that tree. And then I have ornaments that I literally do not know where they came from. But I put them on the tree. I know we have some ornaments on the tree that came from over in Illinois, because they have the light show over there in Illinois. It's a great light show. And I know you're going to ask me the name of it, in my mind's right now, because I got all kinds of weird topics about the tree in my head going on it right now. But I think it's snow shrine or something like that. It's a really good. Hold on, this is where I get the other phone out to let you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, here we go. We got a lot of them here in St. Louis, by the way, which is crazy. Okay. I think it's the Way of Lights. Because I know it's over in Illinois. Come on. Good Lord. All right, sorry about that, guys. I can't pull it up. I think it's called the Way of Lights, but it's over in Illinois, and it's a really good light show. You gotta take your family over there. You can pet the animals. You can ride a donkey. You can ride a camel. Yes, they have a camel. You can ride an actual camel. Pretty cool. But yeah, it's awesome, and they have a really cool indoor section too. And like I think maybe for $1 you can get a meal, which is pretty neat. That's inside. All proceeds go to their funding over there, but it's a really cool thing. So yeah, you got to go check that out as well. And once I do know, I might put it. Well, I'll definitely put it in the description and video of where to go. But yeah, it's awesome. I don't go to the ones here in St. Louis. I don't go to any of those. I've heard of them over the years, and I was thinking, but I never went to any of them because it's too, I don't know, too much. The one over in Illinois, I guess I go to it because it's all religiously and all that stuff, and I am a religious person, so why not? I mean, yeah, so I go to that one. But, I never went to the ones over here in St. Louis. I'm pretty sure they're all good as well, Just a helpful reminder to wherever you go to see the lights, remember to turn your headlights off. Have your parking lights on, but your headlights off. I know it's hard for some people to figure that out, but yeah, even those people who have running headlights, I've seen people figure out how to turn those off. And it's not that hard because running lights will only run if you have it all the way on or all the way off. Well, actually, when they're all the way off, they're not on at all. But if you turn it to just where it shows you your signal lights, yeah, those those running headlights will turn off. So yeah, I mean, it's just common courtesy because other people are trying to look at the lights, and I'm pretty sure they don't want to see the structure of the thing that's holding the lights. No, you're there to actually take a look at the lights. Now I know on here, on my YouTube page, I think I still have some of those videos from back in the day when I actually went and did exactly that. I stuck the phone out the window and I tried to give you guys a good show. So yeah, it's not easy to do it because there's just so much to see, and I wish I had one of those 3D cameras. That would be just awesome. Plop that on top of the car, hit record, and enjoy. So yeah, that would have been awesome. But unfortunately, I don't have a 3D camera or 360 camera, so that would be nice if I did. But anyways, so back to the Christmas tree again. The tree is a 1980s Christmas tree. It lops to one side. Its branches down at the very bottom, I had to bend them back up so that way the tree looks a lot more fuller and it's not dangling down and all that stuff, because you don't want dangling branches on a Christmas tree. So yes, they are up. It's not a fold one, so it's not a new one. This is very old. It is collar. The metal pieces are collar coated, so that way when you put it together, you know where everything goes. Some of the collar coating has gone away on some of the branches, so it's a little bit of a guess, but it's not that big of a guess because the branches on the bottom are a lot longer than the ones near the top. And so the tree cuts like right there, and that whole entire top piece comes off by itself. So that's the easiest part to get on. And I usually put the angel on top before I put the top on. It's just a lot easier on me because this tree is actually taller than I am. So it's not a small Christmas tree. It looks small on videos and pictures and such, but trust me, it is not a small tree. It is very tall. So, I mean, I think you guys can tell by just the, it goes over that. And there isn't much space between the head and the ceiling of this place. So, yeah. I did go out today and got something pretty cool. I know you guys are going to think I'm nuts, but I like scented candles. Okay, I know I can't smell, so but I like scented candles, and I will put them on to make this place smell a little bit more Christmassy. I have others that are here. There's one right there. It's a blue one, and I know it does what it needs to do, because my dad and mom come over now and then, and they can smell it, and they just love it. So I try to do it to so this place smells really good all the time. But anyways, guys, I think I'm going to end this show for today, and tomorrow I will be back on for another show. So I hope you guys have a great and wonderful evening. Be positive, stay positive. That's pretty much all I can say. All right, guys. You guys have a wonderful evening, wonderful day, wherever you guys are at. Just have a wonderful day.